This week we are going to be learning about the DOM, which is the Document Object Model. For the reading assignment, you can read through Chapter 5 in the book, and then I also included links to a little more current information um, on pretty much everything that we are going to be talking about today. So we will be going through the object model itself, how to access the HTML elements, how to modify content on a page, how to modify CSS, how to navigate, what DOM collections are, and what DOM lists are. And so we'll be covering all of that today. And once you get done with those readings, then you will go through the key concept lecture. And in the lecture, kind of we talk about the DOM in general, and then we get into finding and manipulating HTML elements. And you'll notice that there are some fun little interactive exercises or examples kind of embedded right in here in the lecture demo. And then also for a lot of these little code snippets, I do have the program uh, that you can run outside of the lecture demo so that you can see it run by itself and take a look at the source code. Once you are done with the lecture demo, then you are going to work on the lab assignment. And for the lab assignment, first little exercise is going to be animating a unicycle. So basically the way this works is we have a lot of little pictures of a unicycle, which we put in an array, and then we change the image tag and display those pictures in kind of a very fast sequence. So it looks like the unicycle is moving. And it's very similar to this push pin example, where if we hit a button, we can have it go to the right and we can have it go to the left. And this is a series of images that we have kind of strung together in an array that are playing in rapid sequence. We can stop it. Okay, so a unicycle will be very similar. So I have a folder with kind of your starter HTML document and all of those lovely unicycle pictures. And you are going to be coding something similar to this, but instead of making a pin rotate, you're going to make a unicycle rotate. And there is a video that goes into a lot more detail as far as what this code is doing. The next task is going to be to work with a collection. And when your page loads, kind of behind the scenes, the DOM automatically creates several collections. There's an image collection and a link collection, among others. And so you're going to be doing something similar to this exercise. And with this exercise, the only thing that was originally on the page was the pictures. Everything else is generated. So we're basically using the DOM collection to retrieve the text that we're displaying here, the URL, and to generate these links. So you are going to do something similar, but you are going to have to find your own thumbnails. And just so you know, these thumbnails do lead to larger pictures. So you'll need the thumbnail and you'll need the web optimized picture. Let's see. Then our next task. This is going to involve changing the content in the page. And you can include any content you want. You can add images, and your requirements are what you have to include is you have to allow the user to add, delete, and update a portion of the page. They have to be able to do all three of those things. And then the user needs to be able to change at least two styles on the page. So there are 5 things that you have to have kind of coded into that page. And you can use buttons. That might be the easiest way to handle this, but it is totally up to you. I do have examples from the lecture demo, but these examples do not have all 5 of these things. So you are going to have to kind of come up with your own content for this. So if you look for this one, we have buttons that are changing styles. Okay, and so you need to be able to change 2 styles. So this is similar to 2 of the things you have to do, but you have to do 5 different things, not 2. So here's inserting before something. Here, let me reload this. Enter the text you want to display. Okay, and so that was inserted. Okay, so there's a lot of different ways that you can insert text. That is just one of them. Okay, so you can do it with a button. Let's see if I have a button example. Okay, this is going to delete a paragraph. So this is displaying when the page loads, but you could also have this triggered by a button. Okay, and you could delete the paragraph that way. But you do need to include all of these requirements. So you have 5 requirements that you need to complete. So that is the exercise. There's plenty of examples in the lecture demo. I've also included examples here. And, as I said, you can use the prompts, which some of these examples are using, or you could actually display a form and you could pull values in from a form and make changes, or you can use pre-coded buttons. Totally up to you. Once you are done with the assignment and you have it transferred to the web, you're going to put done in the Dropbox. And then we have our first unit test. We are going to select that. Just take a look at the directions. All right, so there are 21 questions worth 1 to 2 points each. It's open book, open note, no time limit, and the types of questions that are on this test are similar to the question types you will see on your IT specialist certification exam. The way this is set up is that you can take this test 3 times. Each time you take the test, you only have to answer the questions you got wrong. Okay, so each test builds upon the previous one. And so you will take the test one time. And so, let's say, there was a total of 30 points and you got 25. So the next time you take the test, you only are going to have to answer those questions that you missed points on. So you submit it, now your score is 28. Okay, so you take it a third time, and again, you're only going to have to answer the questions that you missed. And when you submit, you will see which questions you got right and wrong. You're not going to see the right answers, but you will know which questions you got correct and which ones you missed. Okay, so that is the unit test. As far as course resources go, I've included the textbook PowerPoint on the DOM, and then I've included a couple additional resources and a link to our on-campus tutoring. If you run into problems this week, make sure you transfer those pages to the web and email me so I can go take a look at them. Okay, and I hope you all have a great week.